Hello guys, welcome back to Legos Island. It is Friday, May 5th, 2023, and as you can see, the first ever standalone fair outside of the theme park anniversary has arrived. Literally, this is the first time we are ever holding the fair standalone outside of the theme park anniversary. That's actually not a joke, because all fairs prior to this have all been inside the theme park anniversary every September for the last 5 years. After all these years, let's finally make it its own standalone party. But I'll still have the theme park anniversary one last time this September for the 5th anniversary. With all that being said, let's jump into it. Of course, the ticket count is 0 since the party just began, and yes, I know how late it is. Good lord, we had a lot going on in real life. No, it has nothing to do with the backyard. In fact, that backyard has been updated for at least 2 days at this point. It will be soon. Anyway, let's jump into it. Let's go see which free dogs we get for the day. Oh yeah, by the way, most of these rooms are not decorated. And, you'll see why soon. We get Pie, Holiday, and Aquamarine. Let me go to the dog park off camera to go get them, because I kind of don't want to spoil the dog park. Alright, now that I have all 3 of them, thank God all 3 of them were alive. That's great. This room and this room are both not decorated. But down here is. As you can see, kicking off things immediately, we have the port, which hosts as a sword fight area in a pirate-themed park. With all that being said, the lodge has a gigantic sign on top of it that does say the fair, and that is actually it. Hold on, that actually shouldn't be it. There, that better? I honestly think so. Because yeah, that barely had any decoration at the time. The fair sign was literally the first thing I put, and that was done like almost a night in advance, or at least where I wanted it was done like almost a night in advance. Now, as you can see, this is a little bit of a pirate area for no reason. It is where a sword fight is held, where the winner gets 50 tickets and the loser gets 10 tickets. You can choose either one of these swords, or go into the creative inventory and get whatever sword you want. But for the time being, if you don't feel like doing that, you can choose between these 2 swords. And no, I'm not going to test it on one of these guys. I don't feel like killing these guys because they're really cool. What should I test it on? Let's see. I will test it on... let's say it's... let's say a wither skeleton. Oh, I don't have it on normal. Wait, forgot these guys go after him. Forgot these guys go after that guy. Get out of here! There's your test. Now, if we had, say, Rolchester or Ambrose here, this would make way more sense. Maybe during the event I'll probably get them on here. Anyway, the point is, if you either get, of course, killed or fall in the water, that counts as a loss. Because you're meant to stay on the land here while fighting. That's another little rule. With that being said, that's really cool. And that kind of wraps up the entire pirate area. Oh yeah, there's all these pirate flags too. Alright, next up, the lodge. Like I just said, there is a gigantic fair sign right here, as you can see, which is very, very cool. And we have some decorations here, which I just added, because this place kind of felt empty without it. And that's really it. There's not really much to say here. But over here can thankfully make up for all of that. As you can see, this is axe throwing. Now, technically, if we were to actually use an axe here, we won't actually be able to actually throw it near the targets. Instead, what we're gonna have to do is do basically the complete opposite of that and use the tridents, as so. Hey, that works. Right? Yep, we'll count that as axe throwing. And I chose the right place for it because it's right next to the blacksmith shop. By the way, you may notice the entrance to the tallest mountain has been blocked off, but don't worry, it actually hasn't, it's just been moved. Temporarily for this party, of course. So, this is the little porch area that you could, of course, go on here to hit all the targets, and you have to be in the specific porch area for it to count as, you know, playing the actual game. Say, if you do it like right here, hold on. If you do it like right here and do that, that will not count. You actually have to be here. Because if you did it right here, that would make it way too easy. Yeah, and I didn't even hit it. But yeah, if you did it right there, that would make this too easy. And of course, we want a challenge here. So the idea is to do it all the way from back here. I almost thought I hit one of them for a second. I gotta be careful. Anyway, now that you know how that game works, we're now gonna head to the theme park. Which ironically is the least decorated room in this entire party. Well, because it wasn't really about the theme park. Plus, remember, this isn't the theme park anniversary, so it's kind of as expected. But we do have our first two prizes. We have the netherite sword and the pirate flag. Outside of that, this is how this room looks. It looks really, really cool. And what are all your thoughts on this room? It looks super, super cool. And the rest of the theme park isn't even decorated anyway, so that's why I immediately left. Oh, but wait till we get to the resort. That's where things start getting a little nuts. Cause, oh, dude. Wait till you freaking see this madness. Welcome to the circus. That's right. I built an entire circus tent. Yeah. I know. Something actually new. Woo! That's right, an entire circus tent. Awesome, right? This is awesome, right? Well, here's the act of the day. This will update, I think, maybe every 2 days or something. I don't know, I never figured that out. But throughout the party, there will be a new act here shown here. There will be a new show presented here in this circus tent. Throughout the party, there will be many shows showcased here, so this is the first one. The challenge here is to obviously climb up the ladder, bounce off of there, bounce on the trampoline, and land in the pool right here. Just as a little homage to our Minecraft Big Brother series, where we did that challenge a few times with a few different concepts. That's a little reference to that. Of course, I'm going to hopefully try and think of actually original ones, but for the time being, hey, it works. Anyway, with all that being said, we have lanterns everywhere, so without further ado, what are your guys' thoughts on the entire circus tent? This truly is something. It took around, I want to say 20 to 30 minutes to do, which can clearly explain why basically the entirety of the resort is not decorated for this party, outside of the arrow pointing to the tent. Anyway, with all that being said, that is it for this. We'll probably come back here throughout the party, as I just said, to see what other things I put in here. But for the time being, that is it for the circus. Oh yeah, and it is called that, by the way. Getting immediately back into the swing of things, this is how it actually looks on the outside. You may notice it covers the entirety of this that used to be water, which is kind of clever. As honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you, why is it in the resort, you're probably wondering? Well, it was the largest amount of space I had to put a circus tent here. So for the time being, that's why it's here. That's the biggest amount of space I had to put something there. I needed a large amount of space to put something like that there, which can explain why it's down there. The next room to be decorated is the two small mountains. Now, why are we going all the way up here? Well, ironically, this is where the next game plays out. Oh yeah, I should probably update that ticket count, by the way. Alright, so we're gonna need 200 tickets today to be able to get both items that we need for this, this day. Woo! God damn it, we missed it! Oh yeah, it's gonna take a while to get back up here. Woo! Can we get it this time? Yeah! Bounce there. Bounce there. Bounce there, and no! Oh, well. Okay, so the main idea here, we're not going to complete the whole game tonight since it's almost midnight, but your idea is to bounce as high as possible on these, and try and make it all the way up to the top of the chest, where 100 tickets will represent itself to you. Or at least will present itself to you, and you'll be able to claim those 100 tickets for completing the game. Since this is a hard game, the reward is promising, because it's kind of a hard game. It's kind of hard to land each shot, land each bounce. So that's why 100 tickets are there to present itself as a huge reward for actually making it up on top, because it is actually pretty challenging. You saw how it was when we just tested it now. Anyway, now that we have that out of the way, I am here to announce that this room over here is not decorated for this party. Nope, it is completely undecorated. This is one of the first times in a very, very, very long time that this is not decorated, which is absolutely insane when you think about it. It is very rare that over here is not decorated, but unless you have any ideas for if you want me to add anything in the second half of this party, which I already have a few areas coming, and if there's anything here you can think of that is creative that you would want me to put here, or we could just leave this entire area undecorated all in the first place. Now, next up, we're going to be making our way down to the dog park. Why did I not go here earlier when getting the dogs? At least when doing that. That's because this is decorated. And well, I would have put something in here, but I didn't have any ideas, and I guess those are still from the spring event, I guess. But I'll change them back. Oh yeah, this is the loft house, by the way. And this is actually decorated for something. Hey, what do you know? Anyway, like the axe throwing, this is basically the dartboard game, where you would have to technically, I guess we'll also count these as darts too. It's kind of a reference to my dartboard in real life. Point is, as you may notice, there we go. Yeah, we can do it. Now actually, where I am is actually how far you need to be. If you do it any closer, that will be considered cheating. So say for example, I did it right here. I guess that could work too, but your main objective is to actually be right, in front of the wall. Right back in the wall. Yep, back behind the wall. Or just, right here in this specific spot. To make it challenging, of course. Now that's the main game here. That can explain why all these fences are here. We do have a ton of decorations here as well, which is very cool. And that can also explain why there are so many decorations here. It's actually because there are 2 games here rather than 1. You're probably wondering, what the heck is this wall here for? Well, the main objective behind it is that you start right here where this fence is. That can explain why it's this open. Anyway, your main objective is to start here, go all the way over here, climb the wall, run up here, and ring the bell at the end. Whoever can do it the fastest, I think wins like 50 tickets or something. Second place 30, and third place 10. So basically, all of these are multiplayer-based games. And actually, that's practically what all these games are, actually. So that's something. So I'm doing the game now. Whoever can do it the fastest wins. Anyway, now we are done with this area, outside of some decorations behind it, of course. floors, which are very neatly decorated, as you may notice. Going back here, you may notice we actually have stuff coming soon, which means more games are coming. Yep, more games are on the way. I just didn't have enough time to get to them. But this is actually planned, actually. Let's just be clear, and I'm going to make it 100% clear what these games are going to be. Cornhole and Bowling Park opens on May 9th. That means even more content is on the way, and more games, and more parks will unlock. So, that can explain why. It looks like this, which is very cool. So these will eventually be cornhole boards, and this will eventually be an outdoor bowling alley. It's going to be very fun to see how I'm going to be able to implement this, as I've never tried that before, but I think I might get something to work out. Alright guys, lastly but not least is the village. Woo! Ta-da! Welcome to Roller Coaster Park. Village Edition. That's right. You hear me? That's right. This is an entire roller coaster park right here. Ironically, it was the last place I did prior to recording this video. So that could also probably explain. I was just really busy in real life too, so that can explain why this video is that late. Anyway, this is the last place in the party. So without further ado, let's jump into it. Oh, right, we need a button for this. I forgot to place that prior to recording. Oh, where do we place? Ah, yeah, there's one. Nice, thanks. Nice, let's do this. Woo! Yeah! That's right, we're going inside every single building in the park, in the village. Let's go! I spoke too soon. Yeah! And we land right here. Nice, right? That is the Amethyst Coaster. Let me just give you an overview. This roller coaster goes through every single building in the village outside of the hotel. Which means you may notice why these rooms are not decorated for this party, outside of the roller coaster. So technically, these rooms are technically decorated, just with the roller coasters in mind. Which now can clearly explain. So yep, that's really cool. Nice concept, right? I know, pretty creative. And yep, that can clearly explain why none of these rooms are decorated outside of that. As follows. So yep, that can explain everything now, right? Anyway, we got one last roller coaster to tackle, and ironically, the way you're actually meant to get up here is ironically by leaving the Amethyst Coaster early. That way, you can actually go up here and, well, ride the Redstone roller coaster. Which, if you're curious, just goes over all of the building roofs. If it wasn't already made pretty obvious. Woo! And lastly, ends right on top of the zombie cage, as follows. So with all that being said, and in mind, I'm going to test out these roller coasters in fashion. So, take a look. This is how it actually looks. That's right, you go inside the entirety of the zombie cage and also end right there. Now, as for the this roller coaster, That's right, they go through the entirety of all of these buildings. Wait, what? Okay, I somehow managed to leave that out apparently. Alright, let's try that again. Oh, wait. We got a minecart up here. Let's try that again. Hope I don't miss this. Yep, there we go. Goes through the coffee shop. Going through the house. Going through the clothes shop. Going through the house. Going here, leading all the way to here. That is super cool. And ironically, ends this entire video. Thank you all so much for watching this episode of Legos Island. That ticket count definitely would be updated right now. So, with that being said, I should be able to update it because, in fact, we did technically earn 200 by playing all of the games in the fair today. Which means we are able to go back to the theme park and collect every single item in the prize booth for the day. Without further ado, both items are collected. And with all that being said, thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next episode on May 6th for where we do hopefully some unreleased holiday coaster designs. I forgot to clearly mention that we have a secondary park coming on May 10th, which is going to be all right here in the underwater room. See you next time.